Welcome to the big sock, Sergeant Phoenix. You ready to hit the road?
You know it.
Well, let's go chunk some bullets of them grubs.
For anyone who is a fan of a franchise or series in entertainment, one always gets asked the questions who or what are your favorites or top 10, etc. I always shied away from doing a top 10, top 5, or top whatever list because it's a problematic thing to do as my thoughts and decisions change over time. But I often do get this question a lot from people, and I thought this might be an interesting exercise, as well as give you an idea of what shaped my understanding of which characters work in the Gears of War universe. And I'd like to see if you agree with what I like and how your rankings may differ. For this list, every character and specimen in the entire Gears of War lore from the video games to the extended universe is applicable. Considering this is a top 10, many Gears of War characters are going to be left out, and I love a lot of characters from this universe. And picking top 10 of the best is not easy. Now, for these characters to be considered ultimately the best, these characters specifically have to do everything exceptionally well, making them as close to flawless as they can get. From acting to writing, their development, the execution, and these characters have to excel in all of these regards. This was not easy. Are we all on the same page? That said, let's count the top 10 best Gears of War characters of all time.
You're the first humans to ever desecrate this palace with your presence.
Raised in a classified COG research facility, Mira was used as a test subject to help create a cure for a sickness known as rust lung. She would go on to live most of her young life in the facility along with dozens of other created human hybrid beings known as sires and drones. She would later develop a relationship with one of the scientists and conceive a child. When her baby was stolen from her, Mira began an uprising at the facility and controlled the mutated subjects, which she referred to as her locust children, to slaughter and free themselves from their imprisonment. She would eventually assume her role as queen of her locust followers and over time build an entire culture civilization deep in the caverns of the planet Sera. Despite being human, Mira viewed the human race as savages that only destroy, and viewed her locust as a superior race that should rightfully rule the world. Thus began the great assault on the surface known as Emergence Day and the Locust War. Mira is a very interesting character, and Carolyn Seymour, who voices Mira in the video games, really gave the character a repulsion, compelling, and wicked persona that not only makes your skin crawl and loathe, but all at the same time you're oddly attracted to, because she's charming, intelligent, and cultured. And in the video game Gears of War 3, in the final act of the campaign when she's losing the battle, she cries out for help with a voice of humanity, which casts everything about her into different shades of gray, a level of nuance.
Listen to me, Marcus Phoenix! I will not let my people die! We have a right to live! A right to this world!
Mira is excellent, and to leave her out would just not feel right.
KIA.
Roger that. There's a courtyard at the other end of your building. That's your best bet.
Copy that. Well, we sure as shit can't stay here.
You're Baird.
Yeah, that's right, asshole. Question is, who are you?
A very sarcastic, annoying, and generally negative, Damon Baird is one of the most capable soldiers in all of Gears of War. To a certain degree, Baird is a bit of a coward and tends to choose the easy way out of situations more than anything, and plays generally in fashion as a gag character. One that comes across being a joke instead of being taken seriously. But despite these attributes about him, he is never afraid to do what needs to be done for the common good and always pulls his weight when he needs to. Overall, Damon Baird is an average quality character, but by revealing in his averageness, he winds up embodying everything you could possibly want. He's simple without being stupid, and has just the right amount of substance you want to see in a character to enjoy and root for. It's paradoxical and weird to call something average as an example of the best, but if any Gears of War character can be described that way, Damon Baird would be it.
Colonel, if we don't fire the light mass, everyone in Halvo Bay is going to die.
Lieutenant, listen carefully. That weapon is being saved by smarter men than we for a purpose. If you fire it, I will have you tried and shot.
Fine, I'll see you in court. I suggest you take cover, sir.
You came between Dom and his radishes, Lieutenant. This better be good.
Good? Probably not. A shock? Yeah. Guess who's come back from the dead?
Do I get a prize if I'm right?
Chairman Prescott.
Despite being a voice behind the scenes as a radio operator for the military and for the most part Delta Squad, Anya Stroud is one of the Gears universe's most iconic characters. Born and raised in a military political environment by her single mother who kept a great distance from her generally, Anya is an optimistic, good, caring, and colorful soul. Although the character is recognized mostly as a love interest to Marcus Phoenix, Anya Stroud was a strong female character that elevated the material in Gears of War whenever she appeared. And voice actress Nan McNamara in the video game specifically brought a striking presence not in terms of her looks, but bringing something truly charismatic, genuine, and dedicated, and Anya's character pays off wonderfully. Not to mention inspiring women around her in the world of Gears of War, and undoubtedly to all those playing the video games and following her story.
Marcus. Whatever it takes. I'm here.
Baird, here's the disc. Amaze me. Bernie, you are not gonna believe this shit.
It'll have to wait, Vic. Is anyone monitoring the radio net? It's Sam and Anya. They're pinned down outside the perimeter.
We're on it, Bernie. Come on, people, lock and load.
I'll get someone to drive the truck for you.
What? Did I miss something, Blondie?
I'll let your old man fill you in. Just keep an eye on his blood pressure. Stay calm, deep breaths, that kind of stuff, okay?
Born and raised from the South Islands of Serra, Bernie is one of the most well-trained soldiers in all of the COG. She joined the army when she was 18 years of age and fought in multiple battles of the Pendulum Wars. Bernie was a survivor that trained to live off the lands and survive alone. She is one of the elite soldiers in the COG army and even personally trains commandos and decorated COG soldiers how to survive behind enemy lines. Bernie was a proud and thoughtful soldier and called the military her home. She is also one of the greatest snipers in the history of the COG army. After Emergence Day, Bernie's life took a turn for the worst, becoming a stranded and was gang raped by a group of stranded men. Traumatized by her assault and rejoining the army, Bernie channeled that trauma into her rage whenever she fought against her enemies throughout the Locust War. Despite the scars of her rape, Bernie was a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. And nobody, not even the most dangerous Locust, creatures, or well-trained soldiers on the planet Serra could stop her. She's lovable and very well trained, but if you push her too far, God knows what damage she's prepared to do to you.
Never piss off a sniper.
Helena Stroud was a major and a gear officer in the COG Infantry Army. Being a single mother raising her daughter Anya on her own, Helena was a headstrong woman that put her duty and care to her job more than anything. And despite being a parent, she kept her daughter professionally distant, treating her as she would as any regular soldier. She's a very colorful character that took great pride inspiring her units under her command to fight for her and stay alive in the line of duty. She is a stern, tough-as-nails character and represents a very emancipated woman, but for all her often stubbornness and pride, she deeply cares about the lives of her friends and comrades more than anything, even for her own well-being. Helena Stroud is undoubtedly one of the most superior characters in the Gears of War universe, and for a lot of reasons. And if you've never heard of or seen this character before, go track down the Gears of War comics right now. You will be glad you did.
Well, there's a surprise. The Armored Wonder's turning out to save us.
Don't you people ever try gratitude? Just to break up the friggin' monotony of sarcasm?
Don't mind him. Someone stole his teddy when he was little. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, thanks for the help. We owe you. Hey, you're him, aren't you? You're Gustus Cole. Cole Train! What brings you back here?
Hey, surprised you remember me, baby. Just passing through, looking for food. If you got any to trade, the Cole Train is sure appreciate that.
Nicknamed the Cole Train, Gus is the most intense, outlandish, and glorious character you will ever find in Gears of War. The character is inspired by his real-life counterpart Lester Speight, who portrayed a marketing character for a short marketing television series called Terry Tate. A former professional athlete of the sport known as thrashball turned COG soldier, Gus is a strong, lovable character with a high morale and toughness to get the jobs done by any means necessary. Even during the dark and sad times, Cole will always leave you cheering, comfortable, and satisfied. Lester Speight also voices the character in the games as well.
Check Razor! Check Razor! Get ready for the pain, woman! The pain train is coming! I got it! It's in there! Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! Thank you, Ted! Thank you!
This fits right in here.
Let me tell you something about war. War ain't always about fighting. Blood, bullets, death, yeah, that's part of it. But it sure as hell ain't all of it. Sometimes it's about knowing when to turn tail and run your fucking ass off.
This is it, people! Saddle up!
Michael Barrick is the old Painless of Gears of War, if you know what classic action movie character I'm talking about. One of the most capable soldiers, Michael Barrick is a tank. Despite being a bit of a meathead, Michael Barrick was a very intelligent soldier and very friendly to everybody around him, while showing great care for the safety of all of his fellow comrades. His development as a character is one of the best the Gears of War universe has to offer. Michael Barrick is a colossal badass when it came to combat, and he is the pinnacle of it all in Gears of War, truthfully. His character is executed perfectly. His dialogue and humor to alleviate tension is appropriately used. His drama is intense, and his characterization is just goddamn perfect. If you're a Gears of War fan and you've never seen or heard of this character before, you need to look him up immediately.
Come on in, you fuckers. Come on in. Old Painless is waiting.
Never seen the Locust run like this. Running away won't help! I'll just shoot you in your asses!
You are pissed today.
Damn right. I missed my family. I'll kill every one of these bastards.
One of the most important things that truly defines a great character in a narrative format is a character that changes, and what makes that character develop and grow. This is known as a character arc, and this Gears of War character has the best one of them all. Dom is the most outright loyal soldier in the history of all Gears of War, mostly to his friend Marcus Phoenix. Dom's character is nothing short of emotional, compelling, sympathetic, and powerful. Similar to Marcus Phoenix, Dominic went through many great tribulations of his own, and later in his life began to suffer both physically and mentally to points where the character wanted nothing more than to isolate himself completely from everyone around him. Nonetheless, Dom was an exemplary soldier in the COG, and one of the best supporting companions in not only Gears of War, but in the history of video games. Dominic Santiago is a mastercraft.
I found a way to sneak into Nexus. But if you want to go in guns blazing, I don't blame you.
I want to kill them all.
Referred to as Alex mostly, Alex Brand is the ultimate warrior woman. A sergeant and one of the first female Gears to serve on the front lines early in the Locust War. Like most of the women living in the coalition of ordered governments, Alex was sent into the birthing creche ordered by Chairman Prescott. Breeding farms for non-participant war coalition women to be impregnated in order to repopulate the human race. Alexandra resisted the program personally and many times was forced and raped by many decorated Gears soldiers, doctors, including the facility's warden she was transferred to. Over the years and many failed attempts to get pregnant, Alex was declared barren and sent to boot camp to train and serve in the army, and quickly rose through the ranks and became one of the deadliest Gears. Despite her depressing past, Alexandra is an untraumatized, soft-spoken woman and rarely shows any emotion. She is extremely loyal to all her fellow comrades and refuses to abandon anyone, no matter the situations, and defeating odds stacked against her. Alexandra Brand is a strong, absolute warrior, and she succeeds on all levels. If you've never heard of or seen this character before, go find the Gears of War novels and comics. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Survive a war, you gotta become war.
What are you doing here?
Getting you out. Here, put this on. You'll need it.
You could get into a lot of trouble for doing this.
Not anymore. Things have changed. We better go.
What about the other prisoners? We can't just leave them here.
They're gone. Hoffman pardoned everybody.
Is that right?
Welcome back to the army, soldier.
Shit.
A totally professional soldier, despite a cold gruff and aggressiveness to him, Marcus Phoenix is a relatable character that audiences can identify with. Although he is a straightforward character that stays the course, he has a sense of humor, he's loyal, driven, and brings a genuine camaraderie to everyone. Not to mention, he always stays in touch with his emotions, he sucks it up, and finishes his fights.
I just lost my fucking brother, alright? You hear that? My brother! You and your tower and all this fucking emulsion can go to hell!
Marcus Phoenix in so many ways is a gift to video games, especially coming from a niche franchise. He is a hero of men, he's damn entertaining, a little comforting, and transcends the universe of Gears of War.
This is where it ends, one way or another.
So there you have it, my top 10 Gears of War character pillars of quality that the franchise has to offer. But that's not to say the rest of the Gears of War characters are without merit. Whether you agree or disagree, I hope you at least found my choices interesting. And until next time, this is Omaha, signing off.